there are some of you that are here that are already involved in Black Sheep Sweeps. You've already become a founder. Black Sheep Sweeps is a gaming platform we are creating. Okay. It is a social casino. So let me just explain to you, and I think I have put it in my docs on here that I can share with you guys. Everything. But this is on TikTok. It's pinned at the top of my thing. So if you guys want to read through it, okay. US sweepstakes casinos are growing at 30% year over year. Social casino industry is forecasted to surpass $11 billion this year. Okay. Mobile gaming dominates player behavior with high retention rates. Social casinos outperform traditional apps in user engagement and perfect entry point for early stage investors seeking a digital asset growth. Okay. And then who plays? So again, remember, let me move this over here. The demographics. The majority is 18 to 34. The next highest demographic is 25 to 34. Okay. And gender wise, it's pretty much 50 50. It's almost 50 50. It's 52-48, men to women. Okay. But more and more people want the convenience of playing on their phone. They don't want y'all. Vegas is a ghost town. Vegas has drastically changed from when we first moved here. We moved here almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in February. First year, bustling, airport packed, casinos packed, restaurants packed. They literally have to make like deals to the locals just to get the locals to come out. No one is coming here anymore. So the demographics that they have for Las Vegas is drastically going to change. The money that they have reported, the record breaking money that they have reported up until 2024 is, I promise you, will be drastically different for 2025. Okay. But our community focus, social casinos, casinos, I don't even know what the hell I put there, prioritize community interaction. Okay. The difference between physical casinos and online casinos is that people engage with each other more. Okay. Also, we offer more rewards. So you get more bonuses, trips. I mean, our bonuses can range from trips to appliances, to electronics, to clothing, to cups, to whatever we want it to be. Okay. My niece gives away some fantastic gifts to her people. Always. It's not a week that goes by that she's not giving somebody a cruise or a 7-day trip somewhere. And there are these companies that I plan to link up with us that offer those types of things where we can just give people trips to go on. And all you have to do is pay like the booking fee or whatever. Trust, we got it. We're going to have all of it. So let's go to, here are the disparities that nobody ever thinks about. Okay. Highlighting the need for Black ownership in the gaming industry. African Americans, Black people, colored people, whatever you want to call us, we have a 2 times higher prevalence of a gambling disorder. They always call it a disorder when we do it. It's never a disorder when white people do it. But when we do it, it's a disorder. Please explain. Black and Native American populations gamble most frequently. Do you know why that is? Because gambling is hope. I don't know where the chat box is. Hold on, maybe it's back here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Gambling is hope. Because most people are like, I would rather spend my last dollar. That's why people spend their last dollar to play the lottery. I would rather spend my last dollar than to go buy a hamburger. Because I might hit for $40. I might hit for $60. I might hit for $100. Right? That's the mindset of the person that has $1 left. Risk factors, socioeconomic disparities, and neighborhood disadvantage. It hasn't been a disadvantage for us. It was very much an advantage for us until you came and took it from us. Black communities receive almost zero ownership and profits. We are the ones that gamble the most, but we don't own any of it. How is that unlike football? How is that unlike basketball? All the players are Black, but none of the people own them. No Black people own them, right? So despite being highly active players, these groups see almost zero ownership, zero equity, and zero long-term rewards. We in there though. We're pouring billions into the industry with nothing to show for it. Okay? So what do we have to offer? Participation, ownership, equity, opportunity. Okay? That's what Black Sheep can do for us. Here's the breakdown of the disparities again in the gambling industry. Ours is going to be culturally aligned. Okay? I'm going to figure out a way to have hip hop playing on the platform. Whether it's the elevator style hip hop or what, I don't care. But it ain't going to be that doom doom ding ding doom ding doom doom. It ain't going to be that. We gonna figure that out. Okay? It is built for the community. There is a founder tier system that is scalable. So just because you came in as a little lamb doesn't mean you're going to stay a little lamb. Just like in network marketing, you're going to be able to increase. If you are out here bringing in a shit ton of players and those players are spending a shit ton of money, then you are going to earn a higher percentage. Okay? So we are creating a tier system that if you hit this tier, now you're earning here. If you hit this tier, now you're earning here. If you hit this tier, now you're earning here and you're getting profit sharing. So it's not going to be you come in at little lamb and you're going to stay a little lamb. There is sweat equity and then there is pay for equity. Either you're going to pay for that tier or you're going to work your way to that tier. Because everybody ain't got $10,000 laying around. I get it. Okay? This is the perfect timing for this. It's a perfect timing for us to capitalize because all of the kinks have been worked out. It's already been proven that it's a moneymaker and it is growing by 30% year over year. It's a tried and true recession-proof business. Okay? And now this is creating digital wealth. Our next platform, people will be able to use crypto to buy their coins. Okay? The Motherland Casino is going to be a crypto-based, and they will accept 120 different currencies. So now all your Bitcoin people will be showing up, your Ethereum people will be showing up. Imagine you making those people your players. And then once we grow the site, we're going to have a high roller section for people that like to bid high. Starting out, we don't have all that money to have high roller sections because if people hit, they're going to hit for big. So we have to grow to being able to pay that level of payout when they hit. Okay? I give us 6 months for that to happen. So imagine you signing up high rollers that are at least spending $1,000 every time they come to play. Okay? And then our brand is going to be recognizable everywhere. Everybody is going to want to be a black sheep. But not everybody is going to have the ability to say, I'm a a co-founder of Black Sheep. I'm one of the founding members of Black Sheep Sweeps. And y'all know, whenever we do something, it is always fucking excellent. It is always top tier. It is always going to put everybody else's shit to shame. And something I'm really good at is looking at the processes of how shit works and making it work for me. So us just having that TikTok shop shows me exactly what I need to do for our shop. And we've been trying, that's what I'm saying about timing. We have been trying to get a TikTok shop for 2 years. And we just got one 2 weeks ago. We finally got approved for that shit. So now we know exactly how it works and exactly what we need to do on Black Sheep to mimic it. Because there's no point in us reinventing the wheel when we can just copy what they have already done. Shit, they've been copying us for centuries. You think I'm gonna sit up here and reinvent the wheel? I'm gonna snatch every fucking idea I can. So what is going to be on our platform? Player-to-player chat, tier levels, leaderboards, player-to-player battles. So you can enhance the platform with player-to-player battles, offering players head-to-head challenges, boost engagement by allowing them to compete for rewards, adding excitement to the experience. Real-time tracking. Keep your players engaged with instant updates and on achievements. Real-time tracking provides immediate feedback on wins and milestones, motivating continued gameplay. I set up the other day and made all of the different tier logos. So they all look like coins, but they have the different levels on each coin. So when you grow to a different level, that will be your logo for that level. Okay. Then we will have the reward shop, and then we will also have the shopping shop. Okay. And then this is some of what some of it will look like. This is what the shop can look like. Okay. So our products will go in here and people can spend their coins to purchase. That keeps them on the platform. Look at this. We can put up private island trips to the Maldives, and they can pay with their coins. So that means they would load the coins up to the platform. You earn your percentage. They buy a trip and go off into the sunset. And you just made thousands of dollars. These are some of the games. We'll have 3,000 games. Okay. Whatever games we want to put on the front page, we customize everything ourselves. Okay. The aesthetic is HBCU meets old money affluence. So think luxury HBCU, like you see on the screen. Okay. University jackets, bomber jackets, sweaters, hoodies, sweatshirts, wool coats, leather jackets, the whole shebang. Okay. Think old money affluence. That's what we're going to be looking like. Okay. So Black Sheep Sweeps is essentially digital real estate. A lot of y'all don't realize all of these innovations that these people are making with this AI and all of these different gaming platforms and all that kind of stuff. Well, the gambling community is basically going to completely be online. I live out here in Vegas, and every major casino has put their casino online. Okay. The concept of online sweeps, because that's the type of platform that we're building, is what is legal here in America. So it won't be a traditional casino because you will not be using money directly. Okay. So just like here in Vegas, you would go to a machine and you would put your money in the machine and you would just start playing. Well, the concept is, and what makes it legal to do in America now, is you exchange your money for coins, and those coins are used to play the slot machines on the platform. So a lot of the games that you guys see in traditional casinos will now be in the palm of your hands. Okay. So an industry that we have been kept out of since its inception, except for us creating the numbers industry. Okay. Our community was literally held up by gambling. People have been gambling for centuries, whether it's throwing bones or throwing dice or shooting craps or whatever you want to call it, playing the numbers. Gambling has been around since the dawn of time. Okay. But guess what? We have never owned it. We have never been an owner. Okay. So the reason that I know that this is going to be wildly successful is because my niece has been doing this for 4 years. And where she's doing it is on Facebook. There's this whole underground gambling thing on Facebook that nobody knows anything about. And they are making millions and millions of dollars. My niece is a millionaire. Okay. She's only 25 years old. She works from home. She's got 3 babies, little kids. And she is going to probably end the year at 1.5 million just from home. And the way that she's doing it is not the way we are doing it. Okay. Because she opened up an online casino, but it's just her. She's the only one that benefits from that. That's not how my mind works. My mind works for all of us benefiting from it. So what I've done is I've taken my experience from 35 years of network marketing and just marketing period, because I have a marketing degree, and I've turned it into a very powerful business opportunity for all of us. Okay. Instead of me building this by myself, I'm building it with you guys. So we are all equally co-founders. Okay. We all will own a piece of this casino. We can all say to our friends and family that we are a founder of an online social casino. Okay. And what that means is legacy. What that means is building wealth for you and your family, because this is an $11 billion in just 2025 business in just America. And guess who is the largest demographic? 18 to 24-year-olds. The largest demographic is 18 to 24-year-olds. So when I started deep diving into the info, I just started getting more and more ideas of how it is we can create careers for our kids. How we can create something that's only going to become more and more profitable as time goes by. Okay. And that's what real estate does. Real estate appreciates. It very rarely depreciates. So us being able to be on the front of getting involved, I don't know if for us getting involved, when we're getting involved, that means we're getting to put our stake down. Just like white folks were given the opportunity to just go out west and just pick out a plot of land, this is what we're doing. But ours is on the internet. Hold on. So Black Sheep Sweeps digital real estate. Why is Black Sheep Sweeps digital real estate? Because digital real estate refers to the online assets that produce cash flow, appreciates over time, and can scale without physical limits. So Black Sheep Sweeps checks all the boxes. Okay. It's a cash generating digital asset. So just like a rental property, you know how everybody wants to have rental property. I've never had any interest in a rental property because I don't want the upkeep. There's so much money that is involved in keeping up a property every month that the profit margin is just too small versus the time and the money that you invest into it. Okay. Black Sheep Sweeps collects revenue every time the player comes in and buys coins, every time they redeem those coins, every time they enter bonuses, every time they come and play, every time they invite new players. Okay. This is a recurring weekly income from the digital platform. Okay. That's the very definition of digital real estate. Okay. We are consistently making money. The more people that come and play, the more money the platform makes. And that is what you're paid on with profit sharing. Okay. That's not even the money that you guys are going to be making consistently. The second is it has unlimited scalability. It's unlike physical real estate. Okay. If we went out and bought a casino, we would have just this amount of space to work with. There is absolutely no limit to how many people can come to that platform and play. Okay. A building holds 4 tenants. A casino could hold 4 million players with no extra cost, no expansion, no nothing. One foundation, infinite occupancy. That's the type of digital real estate that investors dream about. Okay. The value increases as the user base grows. As the word spreads about Black Sheep Sweeps, the base of the players will grow. As the base of players grow for the platform, the base of players that you yourself have recruited will grow. And that's how you earn money. I'll break that down for you in a minute. Okay. So the more people, just like regular real estate. Is somebody coming in? Okay, people are coming in. So the more people that move into an area or move into a building, that's more money that the person that owns that property will make. More businesses will open, more traffic increases. In the digital world, our platform value skyrockets when the player base grows. So every referral, every co-founder, every user increases the enterprise's value. Okay. That's digital land with unlimited development potential. Then we have, it produces passive income for the founders. Let me break the money down for you. Okay. You get weekly commissions. Every single player that you recruit to the platform. And it is literally as simple as you saying, hey, have you been on Black Sheep Sweeps yet? No, what's that? Oh, it's a Black-owned social casino. For real? Yeah, here's my card, or here is my CFC number. Your CFC number is your co-founder number. Okay? Your co-founder code. When you give a person your co-founder code, they are your player for life. They come to the platform, they put in their basic details, and now they are free to play as much as they want, as many times a day as they want, every day, only on holidays. It doesn't matter. But every single dollar that they spend to buy coins to play, you earn a percentage of. If they spend $1, you're earning 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, or 30%, depending on your level of investment. And that investment is a one-time investment. It is not an investment you have to make every single month like you do with network marketing. It is a one-time investment. You have bought your investment level, and that's where you are earning at. Okay. The top 4 levels also get profit sharing. The profit sharing pays out every month. So on top of the money you're making weekly from your players coming to the platform to play, you are also once a month making a percentage of the profit from the entire platform. The average online casino makes $1 million a month. The average online casino makes $1 million a month after its first 6 months in business. They said if you're not making $1 million a month, you're not doing it right. So now, depending on what investment level you come in at, you can earn 1%, 2%, 3%, or 5% every single month from profit sharing. Okay? Then there is a long-term recurring revenue. Every single week. It doesn't matter if you talk to those people again. It doesn't matter if you have traveled the world or moved out of the country. It doesn't matter. Those players, as long as they come back and play again and again, you are going to earn a check. Unlike network marketing, where you got to follow up with people, you got to engage them and keep them in meetings and all this kind of stuff. Any kind of way you can find to get them to rebuy the product again. It's not like that for Black Sheep Sweeps. They sign up one time, whether you talk to them again or not, they're forever your player. Okay. But my idea is to make as much money as you possibly can. So why not make a Facebook group with your community? Why not keep your group engaged by doing live play? Simply playing the slots online. People love to watch other people play games. How do you think Kai Cenat and all of these young Black men have become millionaires? Because they are on Twitch and they are literally watching people play games. Jordan and 5 of his friends are literally online right now playing video games. That is the future for our kids. Okay. And I know you think they're sitting around wasting their time. Why are you playing them? All you do is play video games. Well, that's their future. Okay. Because that's where they're going to find their fortune. Again, remember, the largest demographic for online slots is ages 18 to 24. Okay. So when these players come to play and you're making your check, the beauty of it is, if anything ever happens to you, your account will be handed down to your kids. So you have spent the last 5 years, and now you have 1,000 players that have all joined using your CFC. You've met them at the grocery store, you've met them at the gym, you've met them at the bank, you've met them at the church, you've met them going to school at night, you've met them on your job, you just had casual conversations with somebody and introduced them to Black Sheep. The only way they can join is to use your number. Okay? That solidifies that that is your player. We are online all day, every day. We are talking about the foods that we eat. We're showing people the clothes that we wear. We're showing people where to get this and where to get that. Y'all were on the live the other day when I was in real time adding things to the shop for you to buy because I recommended them to you. That's how simple recommending Black Sheep Sweeps to people that already gamble. Okay? We will be the only Black themed cultural social casino online. Okay? This is going to present to them something they've never experienced before, even if they do go and play with other places. They are never going to experience what we have for them. Another thing that's going to be very unique to Black Sheep Sweeps is just like TikTok has a shop, so will we. There is no other social casino online that will also have a shop. So anybody here that is a co-founder that wants to sell products to the players, your products will be in the BSS shop, the Black Sheep Sweeps shop. And if you're looking for something to sell, trust and believe I can hook you up with every drop shipper you could ever imagine. This is going to turn into a fully Black marketplace. Okay. Finally, a place that is all Black. It is all for us, but they can come and gamble, but they cannot be owners. They can come and gamble, but they cannot own a shop. Okay. Every person that has products in the shop is going to be a Black owner. Okay. So The same passive income that you would get from an Airbnb with less stress. The same passive income you would get from rental properties with less stress. The same one you would get from ATM machines, laundromats, vending machines without the stress of having to go refill something or clean something or hire somebody to work there. This is money that's going to hit your account every single week without repairs, without maintenance, without inventory, without staffing, without physical overhead. If you've ever wanted to own a business, this is the business you should own. You ain't got to stockpile nothing. You ain't got to pay for nothing in advance other than the ability to be an owner. Now, I'm a person that has been in the network marketing industry for 35 years. I move products. Okay. But I wanted to create something where I did not have to add another product. I have 3 product lines as it is. And I finally have CE Organics running by itself on autopilot. So that's what frees me up to create this. This is the thing I dream about. This is the thing that keeps me awake until 5 o'clock every freaking morning working on this. I already have the software. We already have the processing company. We already have all of these things ready to move. We just need to finish collecting the investor money. The total project will cost $100,000. Okay. We have a percentage of that. We need to finish that. That is small potatoes compared to the millions of dollars that have to be spent to create a physical casino. Okay. Without the overhead, without the employee issues, without having to pay for licenses, without having to do all this stuff. I've already paid for out of my pocket the attorney to do the opinion letter and all this other stuff. Okay. I've already done that. It would be very simple for me to take out a loan and just do this myself and not share the riches with everybody else. But again, what's the point? Because we need the money. Not just me needs the money. We need the money. And more importantly, our kids need another opportunity. Because as it stands right now, sending our kids to the military is like sending them to their death. We have a very unstable, what's his name? What's his name? Trump. We have a very unstable chief. I'm not putting nobody I know in the military, and my son is a military boy. I was a military mom. And if I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have sent him to the military. The military was already very racist. What do you think it's like now? What do you think it would be like for our kids? Then what's the other option? Sending them to school? I just read a report yesterday that said people are getting hired. High school people are getting hired at the same rate college graduates are getting hired for the same jobs. So that whole facade is now crumbling of you needing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a piece of paper so you can get a better paying job. Well, that's now gone. If you look around, there is something I just saved a minute ago. Hold on a minute. I just saw it right before I went on the live. Let's just look at this for a second. Recent layoff announcements. The U.S. government, 307,000 employees. UPS, 48,000. Amazon, 30,000. Intel, 24,000. Nestle, 16,000. Verizon, 15,000. Accenture, 11,000. Ford, 11,000. Novo Nordisk, 9,000. Microsoft, 7,000. PwC, which is Price Waterhouse, that is 5,600. Salesforce, 4,000. IBM, 2,700. American Airlines, 2,700. Paramount, 2,000. Target, 1,800. General Motors, 1,500. Applied Materials, 1,400. Kroger, 1,000. Meta, 600. Layoffs. So what it looked like for you and your kids to be out here looking for a job at the same time. Another thing that has been put on just the colored and not the uncolored is setting our kids out at 18. Most of you know how I feel about that already. You know that I do not agree with us putting our kids out of the house at 18 years old. Because first and foremost, they're not grown. Secondly, we're throwing them to the wolves because what are they going to do? They're competing for the same jobs you guys are competing for. And you guys have experience. They don't. Where are they going to go? Can you afford to send them to college without student loans? Hell, you still paying your student loans, right? A lot of parents are right now telling their kids, I cannot sign for a student loan for you because I got my own student loans I'm paying, right? Y'all can type in the chat box, Okay. So what else will Black Sheep be bringing to the table? Community-owned growth equals appreciation. When the founders bring players in, they're literally building an equity style value, just like improving a property increases its worth. So more traffic equals higher valuation equals stronger revenue. Okay. That is textbook digital real estate. Also, it can be sold, scaled, licensed, or acquired. If we wanted this to be a publicly traded business, we can decide to do that. I wouldn't want to. I would want us to keep our shit to ourselves. But social casinos have been bought for hundreds of millions of dollars because they are digital, they are scalable, they are recurring, they are predictable, they are extremely profitable. Okay. We can become acquired. Somebody bigger can come and buy us up. There's nothing don't think that MGM or one of them ain't gonna come and try to scoop us up to be the black arm of their casino empire. I definitely see that. Okay. But my interest would be in franchising. My interest would also be in licensing. So imagine when someone comes to us and they say, oh, we want to open up our own Black Sheep Sweeps in Italy or in Kenya or in South Africa, and they get to license our name. That's just more money that will be shared with the co-founders. And the goal is to by next summer, by June, start building the second casino for Africa called the Motherland Casino. We can build as many of these as we want in any country we want, with any currency we want. That's the beauty of this software. There's no limit to what we can do as far as what we want it to look like, what we want it to do, what kind of limits we want to set, what kind of limits we set for payouts, none of that. There's no limit to any of it. Okay. So just like selling high value buildings, this is way more lucrative because there's no physical limit. Some of the designs that I'm going to have made, I went to some sites yesterday to do some pricing for how much it would be to get like these jackets and stuff with the logo and all that stuff made on it. So these are some of the things that will be also given away as gifts when people are on the leaderboard. So imagine you getting your Black Sheep sweater as a gift because you had the most players this week. So we're going to come up with the categories to make it very competitive, right? People love to compete. So imagine you have a group of 500 on Facebook, right? And let's say 300 of them played this week. Well, you're the one that had the higher playership this week, and you're the one that wins. Okay. We can do a raffle, and the person in your group that wins the raffle will win. Whatever we want to do, we can do. So it's always going to be something going on. And then on top of that, I'm definitely going to be organizing events. Here are our investment tiers, okay? And something that is awesome right now, guys, is we're doing a buy one, get one free. And we have also developed a family membership. Okay, I'll discuss that stuff in a minute, but I want to go over what you get with each level. Okay, so for the first level, it's Little Lamb, and that is a $100 one-time investment. That gets you a 10% commission paid out on every dollar your player plays or spends on the platform to play. Okay, so they come and spend $100, you made 10. Now multiply that times 5. Okay. So the numbers that you guys see on the table, we just lowballed it. So if you had 5 players every week that came in and they each loaded up $50, statistics show that the average player spends 3.5 hours playing every single week. And also they will spend $400 a month. Okay. So you're essentially looking at double what those numbers are. I just wanted to lowball them to be conservative. Okay. So each player from this scale is playing $50. Now, first of all, ain't nobody gonna just spend no $50. They're gonna spend their $50 and they gonna lose it or win some, and they're gonna keep playing. Okay. It doesn't matter if they win or lose, you get paid when they load. That's how you need to remember this. Okay. You do not get paid on them winning or them losing. You get paid on when they participate. Okay. So if you're looking at the Little Lamb, if you just had 5 players every week, your percentage at $50, your percentage will be $25 a week for doing nothing. All you ever did was say, hey, what you know about Black Sheep Sweeps? And then you just kept it moving. When they come and register, they are now your player, and every single dollar is going to you, every percentage. And you are equipped with your own dashboard that tells you in real time what players are playing, your players are playing, how much they are spending, how much you have made. You get to see that. Okay. So imagine yourself having 100 players every week that are playing $50. That's $5,000 is going to the platform, and that's $500 a week residual income you are just getting in your bank account every single week for doing nothing. You've done something. That's the definition of residual income. But it's oftentimes misused in network marketing because you do have to do it over and over and over again. With true residual income, you do something once and you get paid again and again. And think of it like bills. Every utility company that we have, we signed up one time and we pay them every single month like clockwork, don't we? Same premise. Every month we pay the light bill. Every month we pay the water bill. Every month we pay the electricity bill. Every month we're paying a bill, cable, Netflix, whatever it is, right? This is how your checks are going to be. So imagine 6 months from now, you got 500 players spending just $50 a week and you're earning 10% of that. That's $2,000 a week coming into your household that you ain't had to do nothing for, but introduce somebody to a one time. That's $8,000 a month. Do you know anybody that would turn down $8,000 a month of passive income? Retired people aren't even bringing in $8,000 a month. So what if you're a wool riser As a wool riser, you're investing $250 one time and you're earning 15%. Same math. Okay. You got 100 players 6 months from now. You're earning $750 a week. Doing nothing. You build it up to 500 players. Now you're earning $3,700 a month, $3,700 a week. Okay. That's roughly 15 grand a month. For doing what? You introduced them one time. People are not making this on a job. There are people out here busting their ass right now that aren't bringing home $8,000 a month. Okay. What if you're a young ram and you've invested $500 one time and your payout is 20%? Hold on, let me go back to him. Your payout is 20%, right? So now you're looking at 500 players 6 months from now. A month from now, you got 100 players. That's $1,000 a week at just the minimum. Y'all are not thinking about the people like my niece. Whenever she loads $1,000. Whenever she loads, y'all know people right now that play the lottery every day, even if that's not you. You know people that play the lottery every single day. Right? I do. My best friend would spend $20 a day, every day. If the lottery was open, she was spending $20. Imagine that's your customer. She's spending $20 a day on the platform. And you're getting 10, 15, 20% of that every single day. Right? So you're looking at, when you get up to 500 players, you're looking at $4,000 a week. Remember, this is low balling. This is not even what the average player spends. Nobody is just spending $50. I went to the physical casino a few weeks ago and shit, I spent $100 just to make 60. I spent $100 playing the game because I kept reloading because that's what people do. And I won $60 and I was like, bet, and I'm out. So they earned that whole $100. They gave me back 60. So their profit was $40. But most people continue to play. Most people leave the casino with no money. I know that may sound bad, but if you're the owner of the casino, that's good for you, right? So now let's go up to the golden ram. This is when it starts to get interesting, okay? Because the golden ram is a $1,000 investment. That $1,000 investment gets you 25% of every single dollar your player spends. So at 100 players, you're bringing in $2,600 a week if they're only gambling $50. So you're bringing in thousands of dollars per week. You've only invested $1,000 one time. And then when you die, your kids still get that money. So even if you never had more than 500 players and something happened to you, your kids are still getting that $3,000 a week. Plus, they're getting a 1% profit sharing every single month. So not only are you getting your weekly pay, so at 500 players, your weekly pay is $3,000 if they're just betting $50, right? But as the platform continues to grow and bring in millions, you are making 1% off of the profit margin. The profit is after we pay all the bills, after we pay for the hosting, after we pay the processor, because they get a percentage for just processing and paying out the payments. after we pay for marketing, after we pay for any maintenance or anything that goes into making the business run, that's profit. And that is going to be shared amongst the higher co-founders. Okay. Unicorn is $2,500 investment. You're still earning thousands and thousands of dollars a week. With 100 players, that's $6,000 a week. If they're only investing $50. Okay. Who is making $6,000 a week outside the home? Let alone inside the home with no bra. Who is doing that? Nobody. Okay. That level starts the top 3 levels. That level pays out at 30%. So for every single $100 your player uses to load up and buy coins to play the slot machines on the platform. Now, mind you, we're going to have over 3,000 different games on the platform. Most of the ones that you see in the casino are going to be on the platform. We got the buffaloes, we got the fruit, we got the ducks, we got all of that. Okay. They loaded up $100, you just made 30. They loaded up $200, you just made 60. They loaded up $1,000, you just made $300 just from that one player today. Today. There are people out here working right now that aren't bringing home $300 a week. There are people right now working that aren't bringing home $300 a day. Okay. From you never having to talk to these people, never having to hear their complaints, never having to deal with them ever again if you don't want to. And that's a one-time investment. Guess what your profit sharing is? 2%. Now you're moving into Alpha RAM. Alpha RAM again is 30%, but you're getting 3% profit sharing. This investment is $5,000. I think we have about 5 Alpha RAMs now. Okay. $5,000 one-time investment. You're bringing in thousands and thousands of dollars per week. You just paid the one time. Okay. You're earning a 3% profit share. With the Crown Shepherd, it is a one-time $10,000 investment, and you're getting a 5%. We only have one Crown Shepherd, and he is on the live. Okay. These top levels also get input. Okay. This is going to create the executive team for Black Sheep Sweeps. So ideas that you guys will have, thoughts that you guys would have, critiques that you guys would have, you would get to have some say in the direction that we go with this thing. So essentially, we're creating a board of directors without a real formal board of directors. But you've paid for access. You've paid for private meetings. You've paid for those things. Now, this is not just gambling. What makes this different is that it's also a social platform. Something that's very unique to our software is we have a built-in chat feature. Okay. Players will get to talk to other players. Players will be able to make friends with other players from all over the country. You will be able to compete against other players because we are definitely going to have a leaderboard, and that leaderboard is going to be offering bonuses and all those things, right? You can build your group. Everybody is building their own flock. Okay. All the words that we use have to do with sheep. Okay. So everybody, our coins are called wool coins. Everybody gets to build their own flock. You are the shepherd of your flock. Okay. You are the one that engages them. You are the one that posts in your Facebook group that we have a 2-for-1 deal today. You're the one that tells them about any contests that we have to get them going on the platform. Okay. So not only are we going to have chat, but you can also personally communicate with your group on the platform. All the marketing materials will be on Facebook and also on the platform. So you would not even need to leave the platform in order to communicate with your group that you have brought into the business, or to encourage them, to play against them, to keep them informed of any deals we have going on, to market directly to them about anything that we have going on. Okay. All of that is on the platform. So think about TikTok with a Facebook kind of feature to it. Okay. As far as the chat is concerned, because TikTok doesn't have like that chat messenger feature. We will. Okay. So everything that you would want to do is going to be on that platform, and then including the store. I am going to tell y'all where to go. If you want to sell houseware goods, I got a drop shipper for you. If you want to sell clothes, I got drop shippers for you. If you want to sell blankets, we got drop ship, plants, sex toys, it doesn't matter. Okay. Not only can you be a co-founder, but you are also going to be a shop owner. So even if you want to sell your own designs of clothes that you make yourself, you have a shop on Black Sheep Shop. Okay. So all of this is going to be built into this one entity, and it's going to be owned by Black people only. Okay. So that is it. That is the presentation. Thank you, Miss Jessie. I need y'all to get the word out. This is something that $100 can change everything for you. Now, let me tell you about the buy one, get one. Okay. So for the whole month of December, it's Cyber December. Okay. So when you buy a membership, you will get a membership. Okay. So if you are a husband, your wife can get a free membership. Okay. So whatever level, the 4 levels are to be wool riser, young ram, or golden ram. Those are the 3 levels that you have to come in on. So 250, 500, or 1,000. Those are all 3 buy one, get one. Okay. And then we have the family bundle. So it's you, your husband, or your wife, and 2 of your 18-year-old kids. $1,999. You get 2 golden rams. That's $2,000 right there. And then you get 2 young rams, which is another 500 times 2. Okay. So you're getting $3,000 for 4 memberships is what it would cost you if you just did it separately. You're getting it for $19.99. Okay. If you have an 18-year-old at home, I implore you for Christmas to bless them with a career. If you have a hard-headed ass, don't do nothing but stay on the internet, or don't do nothing but play on video games, kid living in your house, you need to gift them a Black Sheep Sweeps membership at the highest level you can afford to gift it to them. Because kids on college campuses are paying for their college with these earnings. They're gambling. They're not even founders. They're gambling. The way that they view playing the slots, they view it as an investment. They are doing it consistently. They view it as an investment. And that is something that they do to make extra money. They're not viewing it like we would view it. That whole new generation, different. Okay. And that's good for us because this is definitely something your kids can do. And this is definitely something your kids can earn from because this is your own business. From edge to edge, you just bought a turnkey business. However you want to run it, however you want to get the word out. I don't care if you buy your own ads. I don't care if you're doing TikTok promote. I don't care if you're doing stuff on Instagram. That is your business to explode as big as you want it to be. And I know a lot of y'all haven't been free to be as creative as you want to be. Now is your chance. Okay. Use the tools that we are using every day. I know, Stephen, I'm so ready to go, dude. I'm so tired of the fundraising part of this shit. I don't want to get frustrated and then just say, fuck it, I'll do it myself type shit. I don't want to do that. I want as many people as possible to take advantage because once we get open, the founder part is closed. Nobody else will be able to be a founder. Okay. Nobody will be able to earn 30% ever. Okay. So that even means that when you go and play, you're earning your percentage back. So basically, you're gambling at a discount. Did y'all think about that? So does anybody else have any questions? I am aiming for before the end of January for this thing to be up and moving. Does anybody have any questions before we go? Where you go to get your tier and where you go to secure your place is blacksheepgameroom.com. Or you can go to CE Organics and get the buy one, get one deals. Okay. Remember, Wool Riser is just $250 and you get 2 memberships. Young Ram, $500 and you get 2 memberships. Golden Ram, $1,000 and you get 2 memberships. If you want the family deal, which is what I would do, because it doesn't have to be your kids. It could be you and your sisters or you and your brother, you and your parents. So for $19.99, you get 4 memberships. You get 2 golden rams and 2 young rams. So whether you want to gift them for Christmas to your auntie and your uncle, 3 cousins, it doesn't matter. Okay? Because we will be sending you a form to fill out who it is that we're giving the membership to. Okay? So you just need to figure out who you want to give gifted to. All right? You're excited and ready to start? Good. Hey, you, Seth. What's up? What's up? Let's go outside. Yeah. Go outside, Bubba. Oh, what's that? Okay, so anybody have anything before we go, Mr. Reese? No. You said, will we ever the opportunity to upgrade? Yes, before we launch, you can upgrade. So let's say you started out with Little Lamb today. Then you still have until launch day to upgrade to another level. Okay. And I was going to make it so that if you guys wanted to make payments, I could do that too. Would that be more convenient for y'all? Like if you wanted to break it down into 4 payments? Let's say you wanted to come in at the Crown Shepherd and earn 30% and 5%. If you wanted to break it down into 4 things, then we can do that too. Y'all want to do that? We can set that up. We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. We just need to get the money in. Okay? Because it's going to take them 2 weeks to do what they do, and it's going to take us 2 weeks to do what we do, which is put in all the player info and the look and all that stuff. I already know how to do all that stuff. So I'm not going to pay them to do it. See, he went out and came back in. Hey,
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, Sharice. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, my TV was interfering.
Oh, that's okay.
So I just wanted to ask, I have a 16-year-old and I would want to buy a family membership. Is Do I have to wait until he's 18 to be able to add him?
He can't participate until he's 18, but you can go ahead and buy a spot.
Okay.
So the day that he turns, I can't pay him. We can't pay him unless he's 18 legally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You could go ahead, because once we launch, you can't become a founder again. I would just go ahead and get that and hold on to it.
Okay.
Going nowhere.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't want anybody that can take advantage of getting in this position to miss out on this position. So if you have people in your family that you want to put on, because the whole concept is, why put our kids out when we can put our kids on?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why set our kids out when we can set them up? We need to start setting our kids up for success. We cannot afford to just throw our kids out into the world, with the world being as crazy as it is right now. Okay.
Right.
At least this way, if your kids are still living in your house, they're not going to be on your nerves as much as if they making their own money. Right?
Right.
If you ain't still buying all the groceries, if you ain't still paying all the bills, if you ain't still doing all that, and your kids can afford to go and buy their own car, afford to pay for their own college, and afford to do this shit and still be in your house, great. That's what needs to happen. Our kids need to be in the fucking house with us.
Right.
These motherfuckers about to lose their mind. I told y'all, I predicted last year. I said, we are going to be back in the house. If this man wins, we are going to be back in the house. Because right now, they're rounding up Somalians. They don't know what the hell a Somalian is. They just know this is a black person. You think I'm just going to be out willy-nilly in the street? You think I'm just going to be out partying like it's 1999 when it's 2025? And our kids can't afford to be out there partying like it's 1999, because these people are literally kidnapping us off the street. So if we can make money and be entertained in the house, and COVID showed us that this is when online slots exploded, was during COVID. That's when it proved that it was a money maker. That is when it jumped from here to there, because nobody could physically go into the casino. And that has grown by 30% every year. So yes, if your child is 16, 17, on the verge of 17, it doesn't matter. Get their position, set it to the side. When it's ready to be activated, they are going to come in as a founder. Okay. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Bye. I love you.